You're listening to The Critical Thought, where we challenge our listeners to use critical thinking when examining the teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas, and I'm a critical thinker.
Hi, I'm JT, and I'm a critical thinker.
And we're the voices behind the critical thought. My involvement with the Jehovah's Witnesses began when I was about 5 years old. I didn't get baptized until I was 18, and no one encouraged me to get baptized. No one forced me or gave me ultimatums or anything like that. The reason why I got baptized is because I wanted to do what was right, and I felt that this was the right thing to do. Now, I did not pursue college after high school. And looking back on that now, I'm a bit frustrated because the information that I received at the Kingdom Hall is the reason why I didn't do that. It's because they were saying that the end was so near. The world is going out of business, and there's no need to invest any time in a world that's going out of business. So I eventually began regular pioneering. I went to go serve where the need is great with my pioneer partners. And when I met and married my husband, we continued on serving God the way we felt that we should, and that was going to the Kingdom Hall.
My mom became associated with Jehovah's Witnesses in the late 1960s. So yes, that means that we're part of the 1975 crowd. Well, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness kid, so I went through the whole thing dealing with being put out of classes, sent down to the principal office, having to stand outside when they celebrated birthdays, when they saluted the flag. So I did the whole 9 yards. Once I became a teenager in high school, I then, of course, like most Jehovah's Witness kids, they turned down the opportunity to go to college. Instead, I said I was going to Bethel. So I had the opportunity to go to Bethel for a number of years. I met my lovely wife, we got married, and we settled in a congregation. I became an elder at a very young age, and so I had the opportunity to do a lot of things in the congregation and in the circuit as well. Many times you will hear people, when they often relate their experiences about being Jehovah's Witnesses, they often talk about the challenges or the hardships or the people they had to deal with and how they were treated and so forth. Well, personally, for myself, it was totally different. Being a male, being a brother, being an elder, being a former Bethelite, I saw an entirely different side of the organization that, interestingly, most Jehovah's Witnesses will never ever see. And so you see how things work on the back end.
My awakening moment and learning the truth about this organization came about during the time that my husband and I bought our first computer back in the 90s. But let me give you a little bit of history, first of all, about the name Jehovah and how I was encouraged as a youngster to always look for Jehovah's name either in a dictionary or in the encyclopedia. So naturally, what do you think I did when I opened up the search engine on my computer online? What do you think I entered in the search engine? Right, Jehovah. And you can imagine the amount of knowledge that came back on the internet about this religion. Not to mention, during the same time all of this was going on, the Watchtower Society was making some major changes within the organization. So coupled with my newfound interest in online information about the Watchtower and my knowledge about these major changes that were taking place in the organization was really what started my husband and I on our journey out of this religion.
So what began to happen is the society began to make changes in their teachings. And as a result, it really caused me to take a pause and a step back to examine what we had really been taught. The three areas that really caused me to pause and stop was the issue of how we taught the generation of 1914, as well as the teaching on the sheep and the goats, along with alternative service. And in our future podcast, we're going to get into some details about this and how these particular teachings literally impacted people's lives.
This has been Cathy Thomas.
And I'm JT.
Thank you so much for tuning into this video. And we invite you to visit us on your favorite social media platforms.
And as a critical thinker, remember, I'd rather have questions I can't answer than answers I can't question. Thanks for tuning in.
This program was sponsored by Critical Thinkers.